Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This one is going on live on Facebook, so if you're catching the replay, you can jump ahead a couple minutes, probably about 5 minutes to catch actual presentations. So um, we're gonna wait for a few minutes for everyone to kind of get in here. This is just kind of spur of the moment thing. So, um, yeah, we'll wait a few minutes for people to get in here. And like I said, if you're catching this on the replay, you can jump ahead to about 5 minutes. That will give everyone a chance should be a good enough window to get everyone in here and everyone to be able to pop on here. So, if you're just joining us, glad to have you here. I encourage you to check out some of my other videos, which I also post on YouTube, and I have some other guided things on there. So, and feel free to share this one. Um, I'm making this so it's shareable. I made my own kind of induction, so there's no like copyright issue or anything like I had with the first ones that I did when I was just using my um, teacher's script. So this isn't Dolores Cannon's script, so feel free to share away. All right, and as you're popping in, as people are popping in, if you could just maybe post where you're from, see maybe a thumbs up if the video sounds good, if you can hear me, if everything's clear. I'm trying a different audio setup, so hopefully it'll be a little bit clear with the microphone and headset. Uh, I kind of look like a airline pilot with this. Yeah, this is your captain speaking. Today's in-flight movie will be one of your past lives. Just sit back and enjoy while we explore that. I figured the audio would be clear here. So, find an area that's free of distractions. If you haven't read the description or anything, just encourage people to have a pen or pencil handy with. Um, hey Holly, how you doing? All right, Kansas City, rocking. Have a pen and paper handy so you can write down your experience because I find a lot of times when we do this, it feels like we remember all of it, but it starts fading away real quick. It's kind of like a dream and it fades quick. So I encourage you to have something where you can write it down. You can type it down. I also encourage people to share their experiences. I think it helps people to kind of see what other people experience and what they went through and what they learned. That's kind of the big thing. What'd you learn from this? So, um, yeah, if you feel, I encourage you to share what your experience was. Like I said earlier, I am trying out some new stuff, so let me know how it went for you. And if you're just popping on, yeah, maybe comment where you're watching from, and if you can hear everything fine. Kind of a newer setup here, so I'm hoping this sounds a lot better. Ironically enough, the headset that I got was actually JBL Quantum. I guess it was meant to be, so. uh, I will be posting this on YouTube as well, so feel free to share away. And if you think that someone else could benefit from this, let them know about this. So I'm going to be doing some more free ones like this, and yeah, guiding people through this. So we're just going to give it, I don't know, another 45, 50 seconds to. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Shay, thanks for chiming in. All right, we'll give people about a minute to pop in, and then we'll get started. So, like I mentioned earlier, have an area free of distractions. This will be if you can't stay for the whole thing, that's okay. You can pop back on later and do the rest of it. So, some people have better success in the morning. Some people fall asleep when they do this. Uh, so some people have more success in the morning if um, they have more success in the morning if they fall asleep at night. So depends on what works for you. Hey Amanda, hey Gabby, how you doing? Lisa, awesome. All right, with that, I guess we're going to get started. So good to see you all here. Thank you for giving up your evening to check this out. Um, I'll be honest, I didn't believe in past lives before I started doing this, but now I've taken people through uh, easily over 1,000, and it's funny because everyone all says the same stuff. If you read stuff on like near-death experiences, and it's all everyone's saying the same thing. It doesn't matter what you believe or what you think, and the experience varies different from person to person. But I've done these sessions with atheists and nuns, and it's funny because they're telling me the same information. So really cool to see how this people are waking up to this. And I think the big takeaway from this, whether you believe this or not, hopefully this opens your eyes to a lot of things. But for me, it's like just the awareness that you're so much bigger than this little blip, and we get so caught up in the day-to-day stuff, and when you realize like how small of a blip even this lifetime is, it really puts things in perspective. A lot of times the lessons that we learn in these other lifetimes um, are useful in this lifetime. And sometimes I find too that even the physical stuff that we're experiencing can come from these past lifetimes. So maybe you're getting migraines at age 30 in this lifetime. A lot of times what happens is you experienced a head wound or like blunt force trauma to the head at that age in another lifetime. When you see where that comes from, you can actually clear that. And what happens is it's the memory is so strong that it carries over like a residue and your body recreates that. So going through this stuff can be very emotional. You can feel stuff coming up. This is a good sign. This isn't anything bad. This means that we struck something important, and this is your chance to move through it. If you feel yourself like getting worked up, feel like you're going to cry, feel like let it out. I refuse to hand anyone a tissue when they start crying because then they stop the process and it cuts them off from what they could experience. So and actually clearing that out of their field so that they're not recreating that. Um, and I always ask people, do you want to keep living like this for another 20 years or do you want to get rid of this and start living the best version of you? Answer is kind of a no-brainer when you put it like that. So, um, yeah, and you can do this as much as you want. I do tell people not to get too caught up into this too, because sometimes people use this almost like a distraction. Um, some people start cataloging all the lives they've had, and they're like, I was this in this life, and I was this in this life, and this in this life, and I'm like, well, you're on your fifth husband, and your kids don't talk to you. Maybe we should focus on now. So it almost becomes a distraction where you're like bypassing what you need to be focusing on because you're looking at all these other lifetimes. So the reason we do this is to bring information forward to help us in this present lifetime. Okay. Everyone can do this. So in this process, we're actually just accessing a different state of consciousness, which you actually do all the time. It sounds kind of scary, but really you're doing this all the time. Anytime you go to sleep, you're going through different states of consciousness, different brainwave states. Every time you, I remember a study that was done within 60 seconds of watching TV or staring at a screen, every single person is in the state that we're going to be working in today. And the thing is, it doesn't feel like it when you're that person, but try talking to someone that's watching TV or staring at a screen, like they're not there. All right. So this is just a lighter level trance. It's so easy to bounce in between these because it is such a natural state and to the point where you don't even know you're doing it. So really the key in this whole process is just to allow. As we're going through this, really just allow this stuff to take place. All right. Just like if you're going to go to sleep, if you're like, okay, I'm focused on sleeping. Okay, I got to sleep now. Why can't I sleep? It's not going to happen. Okay. I tell people just to go with it. Don't get hung up on if you imagine stuff or if you made stuff up. Um, that holds you back. Just get it all out. Think of it like just getting a dream out in detail. And then you can go back and analyze the crap out of it later. But for the time being, just get it all out and just keep following where it leads. Half the time when I'm working one-on-one with a person, I have no idea, where this is going, but it all makes sense if we just kind of follow what's there. All right. Um, like I said, yeah, this will seem very natural. And don't beat yourself up. Everyone gets stuff different ways, okay? We're going to be focusing a lot on visualization just because everyone can do it and it's a perfect gateway into this world, but however you get stuff after that is perfectly fine. And the more you do this and the more you play around with this, it's kind of like a muscle. And the more you get used to it, the more that you'll be able to do this more easily, more readily. All right. One of the things that held me up was like, okay, I got to make sure I'm doing it right. There is no right way. Um, that really cuts you off from the magic. You're going to be getting it in your own way. It's really important to keep that in mind. When we do this, it's like we open up the door, and the door stays open for about 3 days. So um, more stuff will be coming. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to stuff just popping into your life. Pay attention to other stuff people say. There's all different ways to get information. If you didn't get enough information or enough clarity on this, ask. Just be like, I need more clarity, and then just allow it to come to you, however way that works for you. All right, maybe it's standing in the shower, maybe it's when you're driving, and just allow that process to take place. All right, don't get frustrated. This is a process. It did take me a while to learn this, but the more you do it, the easier you'll get. And this video will be out there for you to practice. Right? Um, I tell people when they come work with me to let go of any expectations. Like what you think this is, let go of that because it cuts you off from the magic. I've never had anyone's experiences be the same. You could do this 100 times. I can guarantee you none of them will ever be the same. There'll be bits and pieces of stuff that may be similar, but really let go of how that plays out and you'll have a better experience. All right. One of the other big things is to trust whatever comes to mind first. Okay, that's a big one. Um, the biggest thing that gets in people's way is when they start second guessing everything. I don't think I'm doing this right. Are you sure? I don't think that's the right answer. Why would I see that? I don't know about that. I don't think that's right. Okay, that's what the main thing that gets into people's way. Just really just go with it. You know, I tell people just humor me. We'll see where this goes. And by the time they get into it, they see that it all fits together. All right, that keeps you in that flow state of just letting stuff come through you. All right. The other thing is when I ask you to see something, it's just imagining in your mind. Try to see everything, experience everything in as much detail as you can. That will really set you into the scene. And just like in reality, the more stuff you can take in, the more that it really puts you into that place. All right. And then I also tell people don't judge anything that comes up. It can may be very abstract. You have no idea what stuff's coming up, but like I said, just follow it. And don't worry if you're doing it right. Follow where it goes and you'll see how this all plays out. All right. In this video, we are going to be starting with some visualization. In a moment, I'm going to have you imagine a dot on the wall in your house. I think I'm going to pick like a bedroom or something. Um, I haven't planned this out yet. So we're gonna pick a dot on the wall in your house, and if you have trouble visualizing, this is really cool. You can actually just draw a dot on a piece of paper, go stick it on the wall, stare at it, and then close your eyes and see if you can imagine that. And that gets helps you out if you have trouble visualizing. Okay. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get this right the first time. Yeah, if you need help visualizing, that really helps. And I do have some other guided experiences where this just gets easier and easier over time, like we mentioned. All right. Um, like I said too, we're going to be starting with visualization. Doesn't matter how you get stuff after that. It may be a feeling, a seeing, a knowing, a sensing, maybe sight, sound, smells, all different ways to perceive information. So, and we actually do this all the time. We're such visual creatures. But if I asked you, are you male or female? What feels right? You know, like you don't have to. You know what that feels like. What do you feel in your body? Okay. Do you feel young? Do you feel old? Do you feel healthy? There's nothing like visual about that. You don't have to look, be like, oh, yep, I'm definitely healthy. It's that inner awareness, and we use this all the time. How do you feel? Okay, and really try to tap into those other things because those don't lie. All right. Like I mentioned before, please have a pen and paper handy. And I want you to not do anything else when we're done with this. Just get it all out and then we can discuss it later. And I encourage people to share their experiences and yeah, share your experiences so other people can kind of see what comes up. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your experience here, reach out to me privately. I get back to everyone within like 24 hours and we can discuss it from there. Hey, what does this mean? This came up. Can you tell me a little bit about this? And we can discuss it from there. Okay, I'm real good at getting back to people and helping people on their journey. All right. There may be physical sensations as we're going through this. I mentioned the crying. That's part of it. Just about everyone cries as they're going through parts of things. But you may feel hot. You may feel cold. You may feel light, heavy. You may feel like you're shaking. Um, yeah, all different sensations. That's all part of the process, and it's a good sign that we struck gold. Just go with it. You are safe. Nothing will hurt you, and that is just energy moving and you adjusting. So. All right. Like I said, visualization is very easy. You can do this all the time. I'm going to show you how easy it is to visualize. All right. You do this anytime you bring up a memory, anytime you read a book, anytime you read a book, in fact. So imagine you're reading a book and the author's describing a beautiful woman with long, flowing blonde hair and a pink silk dress gently blowing in the breeze. Can you imagine that? All right, then when I ask you to see something, imagine something, picture something, it's all the same thing, just imagining in your mind. All right. We're gonna do maybe a little warm up, so I'm just gonna invite you to close your eyes. All right, we're gonna try to get all of our senses activated. All right, all right. Now I want you to imagine a lemon. What does the lemon look like? Pick up the lemon. How does the lemon feel? Imagine how the lemon feels. All right, take the lemon, place it on a cutting board. Take a sharp knife from the kitchen and slice the lemon in half. Now pick up half of the lemon. How does the lemon smell? Now take a bite of the lemon. How does the lemon taste? You are eating a lemon. All right, now whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, we're able to do that. We're able to imagine the lady in the red dress. We're able to imagine her pink dress. Imagine the lemon. We're able to bring in sight, sound, smells, even taste. I like doing that one in person because I watch everyone like squirm when they get to that part. So if you can do that, that's great. All right, so that's what we're doing. We want to get all of our senses activated in this process. All right, for the next part now, like I said, have a pen and paper handy. I don't want anyone talking or anything when we're done. Put your cell phones on vibrate. Get comfortable. All right, I'll give you a second to get comfortable. Relax into that space. All right. Now, in a moment, we're going to start with a couple deep breaths. All right, couple deep breaths. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. And relax. Remember, no one stays in a fully alert state. No one stays in a fully relaxed state. The easiest way to reset your mind and body is with a big, deep breath. Another big, deep breath. And as you breathe out, you feel your body relax more and more and more. Another big, deep breath. Remember, each time you exhale, you deepen your relaxation even further. All right, intentions are very important in this process. So you can repeat after me or say in your mind, I am open and ready to receive messages. I am open and ready to receive healing. And I can travel easily to a past life to find the information I need. Remember, the most important place you have to be is right here, right now. Remember the sound of my voice and the sound of any sound you hear deepens your relaxation. All right. Now I would like for you to imagine a beautiful ball of white light, a very beautiful thing to see. It glows, it pulses, it shimmers. And I want you to mentally place that white ball of light completely around your body so that you are now completely surrounded by this beautiful ball of white light. This is your protection. The white light is a very powerful force. It can protect against anything. It will remain around your body the entire time that we do this. Nothing can harm you mentally or physically. You are protected. You are safe. You know it and you feel it. And this white light is like a magical bubble that can transport you anywhere. As you become one with this magical bubble, it's almost as though you don't even have a body. As you become one with this magical bubble that can transport you anywhere. I'm asking the bubble to move and take you to the place where you live, the place where you live in your lifetime now. See the outside of the place where you live. See the door going in to the place where you live. Now go into the place where you live. What's the first room you come into? See it in detail. Now go into the kitchen. Where is the fridge? Where is the sink? Where do you eat your meals? See it in lots of detail. Now go into the bedroom, the place where you sleep. You see this almost every day. Notice what furniture is in the room. Now find a wall that does not have a lot on it. A wall in the room that does not have a lot on it. A bare wall. Now imagine a dot on the wall. Make a dot appear on the wall that does not have a lot on it. Now expand the dot. In your mind, grow and expand the dot more and more and more. Keep expanding the dot until it reaches the edges of the wall. Now that the dot has expanded to the edges of the wall, walk into the opening. As you walk into the opening, you see a long tunnel ahead of you. A long tunnel. Walk through the tunnel. You know this tunnel leads to another time, another place, another dimension that has information that you need. Walk through the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel is a bright light. The bright light is the opening to the past, the opening to another time, another place that has information that you need. Walk towards the light. Now you have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, and you are in front of the opening. This is the portal, the gateway to the past. You know when you go through it, you will be in another time, another place that has information that you need. Move through the portal. Now you have moved through the portal. What's the first thing that you notice around you? What do you notice close by? What do you notice in the distance? Use all of your senses. What smells are in this place? Become very familiar with your surroundings. Now become aware of your body, if you have one. What feels right? How do you feel? Are you standing, sitting? Look down at your feet. What are you wearing? Your feet, if you have them. What are you wearing? Notice what kind of clothes you are wearing. This may be a feeling, a knowing, a sensing. What feels right? Do you have anything that you're holding or any accessories? If you are holding anything, you'll become aware of it now. Do you feel male or female? Young or old? Do you feel healthy? Become aware of this new body. Now go to the place where you live in that new body, the place where you eat and where you sleep. Stand in front of that place. How does it appear from the outside? Now go inside this place where you live. See what rooms are there. See where you cook your food. Now see yourself eating a meal. What kind of food are you eating? Is there anyone sitting with you, around you, and eating with you? If there's anyone in this place with you, you will see them now and be able to identify their connection to you. Who is sitting with you? All right, now leave that scene. And I want you to see what it is you do for a living. How do you spend the majority of your time? Do you have a job, an occupation? How do you spend the majority of your time? See yourself doing it now. All right, now leave that scene and move to an important day in that lifetime. A day that you consider to be important when something important is happening. You are moving to an important day. You're at an important day now. What's happening? What do you notice? Now leave that scene and move forward again to another important day. Another important day in that lifetime when something else is happening that you consider to be important. You've gone forward to another important day. What's happening now? What do you see? All right. Now leave that scene and let's move forward one more time. Another important day in that lifetime. Another day that you consider to be important when something else is happening. It's another important day. What's happening now? What do you notice? All right. Now leave that scene. I want you to move forward to the last day of this life in this lifetime that we're watching. The last day of the life in this lifetime that we're watching. Let's see what happens. Remember, it won't bother you at all. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. You've gone forward now to the last day of your life in this lifetime that we're watching. See what's happening to you on that day, the last day of your life in this lifetime that we're watching. It won't hurt you at all. Now, whatever has happened has already happened, and you're on the other side of it. You are out of the body, and you are on the other side of it. It's done. It's already happened. From that position, you can look back at that entire lifetime and see it all from a different perspective. Was there anyone in that lifetime that you know now in your present lifetime? If there is, you will make the connection now. Remember, every lifetime has a lesson. Every lifetime has a purpose. As you looked at that lifetime, what was the lesson to be learned? What did you learn from that lifetime? Remember to trust anything that comes to mind. This lifetime was shown to you for a reason. How does this pertain to your life now? This lifetime that we are watching, how does this relate to your life now? Trust anything that comes to mind. Now that you have received this message, you can release it and give thanks for the lesson that it taught you. You are now releasing it because it happened in the past, so you are leaving it in the past. It will no longer affect you mentally or physically. You are leaving it in the past. Be okay with however it's released. Breathe through it. Don't hold anything back. You are okay. It's okay. It won't affect you any longer. You are okay. Breathe through it. It's okay. All right. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to come back into the room where you started. In a moment, I'm going to count to 10. On the count of 10, you'll be wide awake, feeling simply amazing, knowing you've uncovered a lot, made a powerful shift in your life, and remembering everything you experienced so that you can write it down. It will remain in your memory so that you'll be able to write it down. You are becoming conscious of the room again, and you're back in the room where you started. And as I count to 10, you'll be back in the body and you can open your eyes, remembering everything that you just experienced. 1, 2. You're beginning to breathe a little faster. Your blood's beginning to flow and circulate a little faster as you're beginning to wake up now. 3, 4. You're becoming aware of the physical body, very much aware that you have a human physical body. You can move your arms and legs around to get those muscles working as it gets tiring laying in one position like that. You're getting everything moving, everything moving. 5, 6, you're becoming aware of the sounds in the room, the sounds outside of the room, very much aware of your physical surroundings. You're focused on them now as you're continuing to wake up even more now. 7, 8, you're coming up very nicely now, very nicely. And 9, 10, wide awake, feeling simply amazing, knowing you've healed and made a powerful shift in your life, remembering everything so that you can write it down. All right, take your time, slowly coming back at a comfortable speed pace. All right. Before you do anything else, grab a notebook, pen, take your time to write down your experience. Write down your experience. Remember, even small details can be important. Colors, symbols, if you need to draw something, whatever came up. Remember, this is just the beginning. We open the door stays open for about 3 days. More stuff will keep happening, more things will keep coming through. I've had people sleep through this entire thing and they told me how powerful their life shifted. So, all right. It's still going through your subconscious mind even if you don't have a conscious awareness of it. All right. I encourage you to share your experiences with others. If you need to, you can uh, if you don't want to share with others, feel free to direct message me, and we can sort it out from there, figure stuff out. I also encourage you to share this with other people who you think this would benefit. All right. I encourage you also to hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you haven't already subscribed, um, yeah, it'll be posted on YouTube in a couple minutes here when we're done. All right. Thank you so much for joining me and giving up your evening. And yeah, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you on the next videos. All right. Thanks for joining in, guys.